Hello, hello. In context of sharing messages, and I'm going to use the word content, but I don't really like it because it makes it feel like it's just like really disingenuous and it's just about, putting out content, for the purpose of sales. But in relation to LinkedIn, I have noticed that there is some content and some style of content which like trends and like goes viral with a small v. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean like millions and millions of people, but people engage, they like, they comment, etc. More uncomfortable posts that need to be shared to raise awareness. It's literally like it dives off a cliff. It's like is because I talked to a few people about some things that they would really love to share. So a lot of people will say to like, I'd really love to be able to talk as freely as you do and share things and posts around what I really, really care about, and they rattle off all these things that they care about. And then they say, but when I've tried to do that before, so I've posted something that is seemingly left field of what I normally post, like I get zero engagement and I tried it like one, two, three times. Nobody really engages, so I've stopped doing it. Listen, sometimes I post, and you know this, right? So anybody who's like connected with me on LinkedIn and sees my stuff on LinkedIn first, sometimes I'll post like really random stuff and people think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Do you know what I mean? Beef patty and hardo bread. That's how good they find it. And you get lots of people engaging, or they repost or they reshare. I post something that's very close to my heart, or I think is a really important issue to be raised, or I want to raise awareness, or I want to show support, and it can be like crickets. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, it's like there's nobody. I'm like, hello, is anybody out there? Literally nothing. But I go back to, it depends on the purpose for why you're sharing your message in the first place. So if I was doing my videos, sharing articles, doing my live streams, like doing my little voiceovers when I want to entertain myself and do my little 30-second videos and all the rest of it. If I was just doing that just to, I don't know, like raise my profile and all that sort of stuff, then yes, I would care about how many people are engaging. So if I saw that nobody liked my video, or only like 5 people liked or engaged with something, then I wouldn't do it. I either wouldn't touch the subject, or I'd do it in a different way, and I think there's two separate things between shaping your message in a way that makes it interesting to other people, but also recognizing that social capital is alive and well on social media platforms, which means people are very conscious of the content that they engage with and who they engage with and the messages they engage with. Because the reality is, they're worried about how it looks to other people. Like, that is the reality. So, if there are things that you feel strongly about, or you want to show support, I don't have to use the word allyship, but you know what I mean, you want to show like this matters to me as well, then you've just got to post what you want to post. And you know what, it might take time, or it might not. You just might never get the engagement. But again, if this is about you just being able to say, look, this is really important and I want people to see it, then go and do that. There are a lot of people who ghost on LinkedIn, and I don't mean they disappear off. What I mean is they're like silent stalkers. So they will read a lot of things that you share, a lot of the things that you comment, but you will never know that they are eyeballing you. And you might never know, so you've got to be all right with that. But also, you'll be surprised because something might come up in conversation, or you might have an email exchange or a message exchange with them, and then they start telling you some stuff that you posted like last week, and you're like, how the hell did you know that? You'd be surprised. Focus on the purpose of why you're wanting to share your views. Like, I'd be crying, in a corner sometimes, like with the stuff that I think is really important and people should pay attention to. Like, very few people engage, or, like publicly engage. They just send me like messages and emails behind the scenes and go, oh, I saw this. And like, I will admit, part of me just feels like, can't you just own it publicly that you watched, you engaged, you had an opinion? But you know what, like, listen, it's not that deep, but it shouldn't stop you from sharing what's important to you, or what's an extension of who you are and your personality. Do you know what I mean? I just think we have to, get away from thinking about or overthinking some of the things that we want to share just because we're worried about what other people are going to think. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? If you get like 5, 6, 7 people liking or engaging with something that you've posted, that's great. And because that's 5 or 6 people or 7 people who may have paid attention and you've got them to think differently. So that's still a win, because you can have like 200 people gassing you up on some of your posts, but all they're doing is jumping to somebody else and gassing them up, and then nothing has changed. So you've not made an impact. So don't worry about it. I know it feels like a bit of a random, but more and more, everyone's coming back. It's September. People want to start hitting it hard. Some people are, posting, thinking about business and asking me, like, what's the formula? There is no formula, but here's the things that I don't think about when I'm creating my videos or deciding what I'm going to talk about. Like, sometimes people like it and sometimes people don't. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.